Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thanks God that today we can meet in the first lecturing about the English for tourism. Okay, in the bahasa Indonesia is bahasa Inggris untuk kepariwisataan. So I think it is the first meeting and introduce my own self. I am Andi Swirta and also accompanied by Ibu Diani Hatiriani, our lecturer today organized this course, this subject. And let's we start our lecture today by reciting together Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay, so because it is the introduction, I would like to share with you about our subject, okay? Our course today. Okay, it is clear for you. It is our subject. It is my picture when still young. And it is Budiani. Budiani is a pretty woman, okay? Okay, so our subject is bahasa Inggris kepariwisataan, okay? English for tourism. So why me and Budiani should lecture you the subject in English? Because the title of the subject is about the English for tourism, not the bahasa Indonesia kepariwisataan, okay? So I think let's we learning about English, not only in speaking, but also in listening, and finally also in writing. So I think all of us were studying English in the elementary school, right? Until the higher educational institution. But why our English is still bad in performance? Because what is rarely in using. We didn't use this English in everyday life, in any time, anywhere, and so on. So because of that, let's we exercise, let's we try about this subject in order we habitually in listening closely and then also speaking and finally writing. Because of that, in this course, firstly, me and Budiani would like to lecture you in English in order you can listen. You can hear what me and Budiani was talking about. Secondly, you also should be competent in writing by making the brief comment in WhatsApp group and maybe makes the PowerPointers just in one slide, and finally makes the what is article in two pages, like making an opinion article for the newspaper or picture for the magazine. Okay, so I think listening, speaking, and writing is our competence in learning about the English for tourism. Okay. Okay, it is me, not like what is learning English in a mother tongue, okay, like in the Minang language. Okay. Let's be learning English, my student. One one is what is bacanya, okay. One is nulisnya, okay. Cia is artinya, not like that. Or in Sundanese language. Barudak hayu orang diajar bahasa Inggris. One, cara macana. One cara nulisna, hiji hartosna. Okay. So let's we learning English like the Sundanese proverb. Cikaracak ninggang batu, laun-laun jadi legok. Wateracak falling the stone, slowly to be the cock.
Asik.
Okay, so I think
Perfect.
let's we what is learning about our subject in order we can not only listening but also speaking and finally writing in English. Okay, because of that, in this moment I would like to introduce you about our subject. Firstly, about objective. Okay, so English for tourism has an objective in order the undergraduate student, all of us, all of you are able to listening. Okay. Secondly, speaking, and thirdly, writing in English. Of course, related to tourism sites or historical sites in surrounding area to introduce, to promote, to disseminate to the public or stakeholders. Okay. So let's imagine you are as guide of the tourism and stakeholders. The participant is tourists from abroad, tourists from overseas. Okay. So you cannot speak the bahasa Indonesia to introduce the tourism site. Bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu, ini menarik loh, turis ini. I think they didn't understand what you are talking about. So you should explain, should introduce, should promote your tourism site, tourism destination in English as an international language. Okay, so I think this objective of our subject is very clear. We should be mastery in 3 matters: listening, speaking, and writing, all in English. Not only listening about our lecturing, me and Budiani lecture you in short time, maybe in 30 minutes, but also you can speaking when you are presentation, your PowerPoint, and also writing in English where you make the brief comment in WhatsApp group, in making the paper or article for the newspaper or for the magazine. Okay, so I think it is our objective. And then the method of discourse or lecturing use English as tool of communication. Hopefully all of you understanding what we are talking about. And then lecturing via Zoom meeting in 30 minutes and via WhatsApp group around 30 minutes because this subject is 2 SKS, right? System credit semester credit system. One SKS in 50 minutes, so 2 SKS in 100, okay, 100 minutes. Okay, having lecture, the student to make a brief comment in WhatsApp group as hard fact that she or she was attending in the virtual meeting. So please ensure that you make the brief comment or writing brief comment in the WhatsApp group. It is very important. And it is showing that you are attending in the spiritual meeting, okay? Not only in the Zoom meeting, but also what is making the brief comment in WhatsApp group is you're really attending in virtual meeting. Student has to make an individual task, namely PowerPoint, maybe just in one slide for presenting your topic, and pull people for one semester. So it is your job, this is your obligation, just making one pull people. Also it is, I think, the short people, just 2 pages, like making an opinion article for the newspaper or picture for the magazine about the tourism site. tourism destination in your surrounding area. Okay, not tourism destination in which you not yet what is attending in that site. Should be directly you know more or familiar with this tourism site in your area. Okay, so for example, I would like to promote about the tourism destination. For example, what uh, for example the pyramid in Egypt. Meanwhile, you're not yet going to Egypt. I think it is not relevant for you. So you can promote your tourism destination in your local area. If you comes from Subang, maybe you can promote about the Gotong Singa performing arts, okay? Or if you comes from Karawang, about the Tanjung Baru Beach. In Cirebon is Sunan Gunung Jati historical site, and so on and so forth. So please you identify starting from now what kind of tourism destination will you promote, will you expose, will you introduce in this subject. Okay, just one tourism site or destination. Okay, so your 4 pointers and your people, of course, pertaining the tourism site or historical site in your surrounding area, okay, in which you are directly know more about that tourism site. Okay, finally, the student also must follow the mid-exam, UTS, and last exam, UES. Okay, ujian akhir semester, ujian tengah semester. I think it is clear for you about our subject today. Okay, let's we introduce about English for tourism. Okay, I think about the historical tourism or tourism sites describe all tourist types that include cultural activities, namely the visiting or of monument or site, as well as experiences and interaction with local people. So I think it is good idea for you if when you select the tourism site, there should be what is content or should be related with the historical event in which there's the interesting for you. In other words, when you explain about the tourism site, tourism destination, you choice about it, should be explained also about the historical background, okay? Because you are a student of history education. So not only explaining about the interesting of this object, but also should be introduced about the background of the history, this what is tourism destination. I think, for example, if you introduce or explaining about the Gotong Singa performing arts from Subang, you should be also makes the brief information related to the how the history of Gotong Singa performing arts from Subang and others. Okay, if you will promote the Tangkuban Perahu Mountain, you also should be exposed about the historical background of the Tangkuban Perahu Mountain and so on and so forth. So I think our subject, although it is about the English for tourism, but it is important to us also should be introduced about the historical background this tourism destination or tourism site. Okay. Okay. So let's we also see about the framework. Okay. Nowadays, travel and tourism is an important economic activity in most countries around the world. as well as its direct economic impact. The sector has significant indirect and induced impact. This has objective to inform an impact of tourism sector to the national economic growth. Indonesia has many interested in about the tourism side. So I think, as we know, I think in the 21st century, tourism sector is very important for contributing for the GDP, gross domestic product, GNP, gross national product. So Indonesia not only rich in natural resources, including oil, gas, and so on, but also the tourism sector is very important. It's still potential to explore. Because of that, I think it is important for us, including you, as the candidate of the guide of tourism, to explore, to expose, to introduce the potential of tourism destination in your area to the public, to the stakeholder. In this case, I think it is the tourists from abroad, tourists from the overseas, from other countries. Not local tourists, should international tourists, okay? If local tourists, you can introduce in Sundanese language. Mangga sararumping. Iya, ya tempat wisata anu hade. But please imagine, in order tourism sector can contribute more to the what is gross national product, to our income in national state level, we should be promote our tourism destination to stakeholder, particularly the tourists from abroad, tourists from overseas countries. Okay, so it is the important about the subject also, supporting. I think the tourism program, tourism agenda from the government, in order many potential tourism destination should be promoted to others, okay, particularly to the tourists from the international community. Because of that, I think it is very important to you, related to the our related to your task, your obligation in one semester. Starting from now, please to identify an interesting tourism site in your local area. Okay. So this course will also explain about the local or regional tourism site, and most importantly, strategy on how to promote it to the stakeholders. I.e. tourist comes from abroad or overseas. So as me and Ibu Diani suggest you, please starting from now, you thinking, you what kind of tourism destination, tourism site will you choose, will you select, okay, to promote, to introduce. And if you have the title, if you have the topic related to the tourism destination, you will present in the PowerPoint. And of course, when you present in maybe in 5 minutes, each student, me and Budiani will make the comment, will also giving the score for you, in order you learning not only expressing or speaking English, but also listening what me and Budiani was criticizing or talking about, or recommending your presentation. Okay, so I think it is a picture about our course, English for tourism. And finally, I think it is also very critical for you. Please, in order you understand about the tourism destination, and also about the history, our history. You should be read many books, including also article in the academic journal. For history book, I think I recommend you to read about the National History Book Standard. Okay. Of course, in this case, you should read about the Reclaps book, Modern Indonesian History, or the National History Book Standard as in Sejarah Nasional Indonesia, or IDAS, Indonesia dalam Arus Sejarah. I think it is very important to read in order we can understand about our history, our national history. Of course, you can also read about the local history books. If you come from what is Sundanese people, you should read about the local history of West Java. If you come from Bangka Belitung, you should be familiar with your local history related to the Bangka Belitung history, Riau history, what is Central Java history, and so on and so forth. Okay, so national history book, local history book is very important to us to understand, to read, so that we can understand fully about our national and local history. And finally, I think I suggest you also to read about the article in the journal. I think it is easy for you because we live in the virtual, what is in internet era, okay, in ICT era. So I think we can search article in the journal. And as you know that I have the website in which there is many what is article in scholarly journal, and you can what is visiting this website www.bindamas.com, and there's the academic journal related to the tourism site, tourism destination, including also the historical matters in socio-humanica journal, in educare journal, in tawarikh journal, and susur jalur journal. Okay, I think it is my introduction to all of you today related to the tourism for English. Okay, I have lectured you in 23 minutes. Okay, okay. Before I end this session, maybe any question or any comment related to our subject, our course English for tourism. Okay, please. Before we switch our course from the Zoom meeting to WhatsApp group. Any comment or any question? Ladies and gentlemen. You are silent student, right?
Mister, can I
Okay.
have a question?
Okay, please, Hanif.
So from the lecturing, I understand. I kind of have a vision for my paper, for my paper. So about what I want, tourism. I want is three big main city of Kalimantan Timur. Then there because they have a history, apa ya, some kind of first the history and national history. Mister, can I have three city as my full paper? Yeah, that's the question. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I think if you are familiar with the topic, including also the what is a destination site, three cities and so on in your area in the East Kalimantan, because actually you comes from East Kalimantan, right? I think it is okay. But please ensure that you people, I think it is the short people, not the full people, like an article for the academic journal in 10 to 15 pages. No, I think it's just 2 pages. like making an opinion article for the newspaper, just 2 pages, or picture for the magazine, just 2 pages. So please answer. I think specific topic, but interesting. I think it is very, very critical for you. Maybe if 3 cities, maybe it is there are 2 more. Please you select 1 city, but it is interesting to introduce, interesting to what is explore the potential tourism destination or the historical site and so on and so forth. Okay. So I recommend you, please ensure, please imagine that making the people is just 2 pages, like making an opinion article for the newspaper, short people, not long people. Okay. You understand, Hanif?
Yes, I understand. Thank you, Mr.
Okay. Okay, others?
Mr. Can I ask question?
Okay, please. Your name, please.
My name is Alif Jatayu from B class, and I interested to ask about your presentation.
Okay.
In your presentation, it mentioned please to identify an interesting tourism site in your local areas. But if we live in Bandung City, of course, it's a lot of site that famous for gitu. So if I live in Bandung City and I choose one of the site that is famous, nationally famous, can I choose that or not? I cannot choose that. Thank you, sir.
Okay. As I have mentioned, please you what is select or choose one of the interesting tourism site or others. According to your opinion, it is potential to promote to stakeholders because it is interesting, because this site is what is important for your opinion. Please, maybe you should what is promote about the Chiwok, about the Cibaduyut shoes, about others. Bandung is, I think, famous tourism destination in the world. Or you will promote about the Cikapundung, okay? As long the sungai terpanjang di Asia Afrika, right? Cikapundung, because crossroad the Asia Africa Street.
Asia Africa.
I think there's many what is famous tourism site in Bandung City, but please you choose just one. According to your opinion, it is very interesting, very critical to know more by stakeholders, particularly tourists from abroad, okay, from other countries. Good idea, Alif Jatayu, please. You select, you choice your topic related to the famous tourism in Bandung City. Okay. Okay, 2 minutes again. Others? Any question? Any comment? It is enough. Okay, Bu Diani, maybe we'll make the close statement or what is add my information related to this subject, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Bapak Suwirta. So it's quite interesting to see how our students having enthusiasm about this course. So back again to Alif Jatayu questions is, it depends with your consideration whether you want to get to know or to promote the place because of the uniqueness of the places, or it's just about, or maybe you can publish a public, you want to promote that place to public because the place is have some local wisdom or other cultural consideration. So it depends on your consideration. It depends on your how you perceive that place as a tourism site. So I think this course we're not going to have more theory ya Bapak ya. So it will be more practices. So please practice and rehearse more and more, and because with that preparation we will feel what kind of natural presentation. So please rehearse and practice more often. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bu Diani. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my student, I think the time is enough. So let's ending our course in the first meeting today by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. We will switch our lecture from Zoom meeting to WhatsApp group. Me and Budiani want to see about your brief comment related to this subject, English for tourism. You can make the comment, not question, okay? Comment related to our subject. What kind of your comment? I think depend of your knowledge, your what is maybe interesting with one of the topic related to this course. What is English for tourism? Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
See you
wabarakatuh.
later in next week, inshallah.
Insyaallah.
And we can what is left from this Zoom. Thank you. We will
Thank you
switch
very
to
much.
the WhatsApp group. Bye bye. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Good afternoon. Permission to leave, Bapak.
Okay.